Character dining is back at the Disneyland Resort out in Walt Disney World. Lots of entertainment is returning, and we couldn't be more excited. And is living with the land at EPCOT worth your Disney Parks vacation time? All that. So much more. Lots of questions, lots of stories, lots of things in which to discuss. Thank goodness we're here to discuss it for you. It's July the 24th, 2021. Kingdom Report Live starts right now.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
Happy Saturday and welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Wade Heath for the Kingdom Report, back with you once again for an all-new live broadcast, July the 24th, 2021, here at the Warner Brothers Studios Media District in beautiful Burbank, California, just up the road from the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim and around the corner from the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. I don't know whose impression I'm doing there, but
I don't know either.
It's so good to have you with us here at Kingdom Report. And if you haven't tuned out already, we want to congratulate our very good friend, Mr. Carl Sides of St. Louis, Missouri. Carl is the latest winner in the Kingdom Report Live mug giveaway. You yourself can be a winner of one of these fabulous mugs yourself if you just leave the phrase that pays in the comment section beneath this video on our YouTube channel. If you are watching us on YouTube, all you need to do is wait for the live video to post, and as soon as the live video is complete, you just head on down to the comment section and you leave the phrase that pays of the Jungle Cruise. That's right, the Jungle Cruise is what you will write in the comment section beneath this video on our YouTube account. You have until Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time in which to enter the contest, and we will randomly select somebody to win themselves their very own Kingdom Report mug. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you directly and ask you for some contact information and some choices, and then we will make sure you get yourself your very own mug shipped straight to your home. So Carl Sides, St. Louis, Missouri, congratulations to you on winning the Kingdom Report Live mug. Yes, sir. As always, it's a party up in here. And if you are joining this party, you have no doubt some great taste and some wonderful enthusiasm. In which case, we want you to help celebrate in this party. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live, if you're watching us on YouTube, we do encourage you to hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, hit it. If you have not hit it, you ain't with it. We need you to hit it. Thank you for that. And if you are listening to us via any one of the streaming apps out there via the podcast universe, we do ask that you rate and review this program so that we know how we're doing. And if you have any constructive criticism, would love to hear that. Or if you just want to shower us with compliments and lots of magical things, we're up for that too. But that's completely in your wheelhouse of options. You do what you need to do, and we will be here waiting. But if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, you must. It is an absolute must. But welcome aboard. So grateful to have you with us, to have you with us and us with you on this weekend. Yes, absolutely. If you are looking forward to some Disney news and discussion, you're in the right place. Here to help the party along are very good friends. Katrina Manzone, Tyler Crouch. Hey, gang.
Hi, happy Saturday, everybody.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? How is everybody?
I'm feeling splendid.
Oh.
Splendid.
Oh.
I was wondering who you were channeling during that intro there.
It's so good to be here.
Yeah, you sound like some Simpsons nerd or something. You know, like one of the characters. I don't know.
Sure.
You sound like you're from The Simpsons somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
Which is a Disney property, so that makes a lot of sense to talk about at this point.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a multiverse.
Yes.
Loki knows.
Yes. Loki
Yeah.
does know.
Yeah, it's the multiverse, and I will channel many a character
Yes.
in my time.
Did
Yeah,
you watch
sure.
that Loki short actually on Disney Plus from The Simpsons?
I did not.
Oh,
is
it's
there a
really
short?
funny. Yeah, it's like 5 minutes long or something, but it's really funny. I highly recommend it.
I
on
will
Disney
now.
Plus. Yeah.
By God, yeah. No, that sounds like fun. And if you haven't seen Loki on Disney Plus, oh my gosh, what a series! And
It's been my favorite Marvel
Woo!
series so far. I love it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it a lot.
I like the fact that they now list on Disney Plus what the Marvel universe is in timeline order, because there's so many films attached to
Oh, that's nice.
what's
I didn't
going
know
on.
that they did that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
so
makes
now
sense.
I know for sure that Loki happens before WandaVision and before Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
even though they put it out there for all of us to consume after those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
so-
I was looking at the timeline. Side note, like when they announced it, like 4 years ago or something at Comic-Con, with like the timeline of everything that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And so I was like looking at it the other day, and I was like, yeah, this would have been a lot more coherent in like my mind process if everything came out the way like they planned it to be. But then they're like, okay, scramble. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. WandaVision comes out first, even though it's supposed to come out like 4 things after. But I was like, okay, at least I'm happy. At least I got stuff.
Sure, and
But
then
it's
you
still actually interesting if you like piece it the way they wanted it to piece it. It makes
Mhm.
more sense.
and then you throw further wrenches into the mix, where you have Black Panther now in limbo, based
Oh,
purely
yeah.
on Chadwick Boseman passing away. Who could have predicted something like that was going to happen
Right.
just as sort of his franchise takes off? So, Marvel Universe. If you're not a fan, you are missing out on some of the greatest long-term storytelling ever created in cinematic history. Truly phenomenal to be a part of that fan community. And if you haven't seen Loki yet, make it a must-do on your Disney Plus account. But we're all about Disney parks here today. We're all about Disney parks discussion and news. And let's not waste any more time. Ooh, let's get into Disneyland news. I'll stop that voice. Disneyland news time. Taking a look at all the headlines, all of the stories coming out of the West Coast as the Disneyland Resort celebrates a little bit of summer magic. My friends, if you haven't heard already, character dining has returned to the happiest place on earth. In fact, the Storytellers Cafe hosts Mickey's Tales of Adventure breakfast, now having daily breakfast on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, including brunch on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, including brunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it has already opened, so you can book yourselves some reservations to get yourself into Storytellers Cafe for character dining. We do want to make sure everybody understands right up front that this character dining is modified, kind of like it has been out in Walt Disney World. So much like they do out in Florida, the characters will be nearby. They won't necessarily be stopping at your tables. It does say so on the website as well. So they are moving about the restaurant. They aren't really stopping. They're moving behind you and around you. They are posing for photos at a distance. They're also doing their sort of musical numbers that we've known them to do over the course of time within the restaurant itself. So you'll get a lot of interaction from a couple feet away, but don't anticipate them stopping and giving your kid a hug and letting you sneeze in their face. We don't want that. No. As you eat and have your biscuits and gravy all over yourself, clean yourself up, my God. But we also want to recommend to you that you hold out if you haven't made your Storytellers Cafe reservations already. Hold out because the Plaza Inn character dining is also returning inside Disneyland Park. So Storytellers Cafe being part of the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, accessible by anyone who would like to go and dine at the resort. You don't need a park ticket there, but Disneyland Park has the Plaza Inn, Minnie and Friends breakfast in the park. That will be reopening August the 12th. So bookings will be available for that soon. Keep your eye on Disneyland.com. A couple other restaurants that have been thrown into the mix here as well. The Golden Horseshoe will be returning to food service on July the 29th, so that's great news. My last Disneyland Park update vlog that I did, that was one of the things that I cried about. I whined about just a smidge. I was like, it's summertime, it's hot, it'd be nice to have an indoor space like that to go sit in. It's air conditioned. Don't even have to serve me food. Just give me a place to sit in the AC. They're using the top story of Golden Horseshoe for character greetings. So at the time that I walked by, Woody was out there waving to everybody in Frontierland. And then also the other nice to have that has come back online is Carthay Circle Restaurant at California Adventure. We have ourselves upstairs dining. The big dining room has returned. It's not just outside anymore, so that is officially swung back into being for the sake of everybody's dining pleasure. I know I've got myself a Storytellers Cafe reservation. I will be seeing Mickey and the gang here very soon, and I know you two jumped on that opportunity for Carthay.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
We waited for a whole day because they had technical issues with it when booking was open on the 20th. And
What do
we
you
checked
know?
all day, all day. And then like the next morning, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it at 7. Nothing happened. Tried it again at 6, 7:30. Nothing happened. Started eating my breakfast. Checked again at 7:45. Boom, they were there. And I was like, bam, 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 bam. Grabbed
Made
them.
it.
It would have been really nice. I'm so excited.
Victorious.
Don't get me wrong, but it would have been really nice if because they were so specific about July 20th is when the reservations are opening. Just would have been nice to know that they weren't going to open till the 21st. Because, like she said, I spent a lot of time sitting in front of my computer, not thinking I could move. Because any second now, these reservations could come up. But we got them anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm excited for character dining to come back too, even though it's a little bit different. The prices have gone up a little bit. But still really cool to see Mickey Mouse and pals running around and storytellers. I've seen a couple videos online, and I'm like, look at this. It's going back to nature is healing. There's Mickey waffles and like a buffet. There's a buffet at Storytellers. Which
That
is
was
kinda
what I was
wild.
just going to
Back.
mention was
Yeah.
the buffet.
Yeah.
I'm more shocked, not about characters, that a buffet has returned at Disney property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't even have a buffet yet.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's kind of wild. But like I said, the prices have gone up. Like I think like $10 for adults and like $7 for kids or something. So it's not cheap, you know. It's like
But it's a
$200
lot cheaper
for a
than
family.
buying like a ticket for going inside the park. Like if you can't afford a family of 4, at least you can take them to go at least see the characters at the Grand Californian because it's not
Well,
just for
that's-
hotel
Now
guests
you can get
only.
near Mickey.
Near him, not
Don't touch him.
hug
touch
him
him.
with your syrup fingers.
That's right.
But at least that's like another thing to do, and especially like if you're spending that much time at Grand Californian to like shell out that much money for a hotel.
Right.
Like it's nice to like take the kids downstairs and then get them pumped and ready for the day, and
Absolutely.
then you get pumped up because you got like mimosas and coffee and all
Oh.
that stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see this stuff come back. I think a lot of people really needed some kind of normalcy coming back.
I fully anticipated, too, the Storyteller's Breakfast remaining family style, which they had originally brought online when the restaurant reopened. While it didn't have characters for the longest time, it was a family-style breakfast, which I did go and partake in, and fairly recently, as a matter of fact. And it was nice. You had more than enough of what you needed. And I thought to myself, well, I bet when characters come back, much like Florida, much like Walt Disney World has done over the course of time, they will return with family-style dining and the characters. But no, they just put the pedal to the metal and we're like, no, we're just going to throw the food out there and go ahead and graze. Welcome back. So,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
You
if you're
sound
feeling
like
comfortable with the
cows.
buffet, then, go ahead and risk your life at the buffet, as we like to say. So it's definitely something to consider if you want to go see those characters. I don't know. I mean, I just assume that because Plaza Inn is set up that way, there is no family style. It's not even a table service restaurant. Plaza Inn will also return
you
to the
just
buffet.
Go, yeah. That's
Yep.
what I was reading with some people on Facebook. That's what they plan to do.
Yep,
Yeah.
when they
Crazy.
come back.
I'm curious if they're gonna plan on bringing the princesses back to Napa Rose in the morning too,
Ooh.
because that was a big thing, and I know like just from hearsay that Andrew Sutton was not thrilled with that, but
Sure.
and so who knows what that what that fight would look like. Ever since Lamplight Lounge came in, there's been no princesses really over in on that side of the park or that side of the
Yeah.
resort. So I wonder if they'll bring that back. Sometime.
Ariel's Grotto, a long forgotten but beloved location. Now that Lamplight has replaced every remnant of it.
Yeah.
It's like literally, except for the bathrooms, the lady bathrooms, there is still the tile and everything. They changed the mirror, but everything else remains the same except for the sink. I guess that's not the Shell sink anymore,
R.I.P.
but they still have a little bit.
Yeah.
So I walk in, I'm like, hey, what's up, Ariel?
Thinking of you, girl.
Thanks.
That's right. Well, we move from dining over to a lot of the things that still haven't quite reopened at Disneyland yet. In fact, there are more than 30 rides, shows, restaurants, and shops that remain closed at this time. Brady McDonald over at the Orange County Register has mentioned that while Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage and other sort of attractions and shows are returning at some point, we know that Finding Nemo is returning this winter. At least that's what now signs say around the Nemo Lagoon. The biggest attraction that remains closed is the Disneyland monorail, which also has tight confines. The only other Disneyland attractions that remain closed fall into the character meet and greet category. So Fantasy Fair Royal Hall, Pixie Hollow, and Star Wars Launch Bay, and of course the high-touch Frontierland Shootin' Exposition. The Haunted Mansion will be closed for refurbishment coming up August 16th to September the 2nd to transform the dark ride with the Nightmare Before Christmas holiday overlay. And you might not even notice the attractions still closed to California Adventure because they are the Bakery Tour, Blue Sky Cellar, and Red Car Trolley. And DCA's Redwood Creek Challenge Trail has closed again for refurbishment for after opening, for only a few days. The biggest thing missing from the parks right now, he says, is entertainment. The Fantasmic and World of Color nighttime spectaculars and the Magic Happens Parade have not yet returned. The same goes for smaller shows at the Fantasy Fair Royal Theater and Disney Junior Live on Stage. The Mickey's Mix Magic Fireworks Show returned in time for the 4th of July. The casts of Frozen Live and Mickey and the Magical Map have been laid off, leaving both theaters dark. All mention of the bigger theatrical shows have been removed from the Disneyland website. Lots of stores have returned. A handful along Main Street and DCA still have not, but there is an awful lot happening in terms of attractions sort of being brought back slowly. The majority of things seem to be back. I know that the last visit to Disneyland a couple weeks ago that I had, I didn't notice a whole lot that wasn't there, and that was the first time that it felt that way. So it was nice at least feeling as though most things have been brought back, most doors are open, so it's nice to have that, because again, you're still paying the same prices, we like to say. And then one of the restaurants that I know a lot of people keep asking about is Carnation Cafe on Main Street. When is that returning? I've heard many times that it's more of a staffing issue at this point, and that they're working on it. They're trying their best. And it sounds to me like over the course of the majority of the things opening back up, it's not so much that they don't want to open these things. It is, once again, a staffing problem. It's much more about trying to get people back to work than it is about just hiring, because now they're in the process of calling back everybody in the process of the rehire, and there are various stipulations and things that need to be considered before they can truly rehire somebody. Lots of stipulations when it comes to union agreements, lots of stipulations when it comes to what the state is offering versus staying home at this point due to coronavirus, and so there's a lot at play at the moment. However, they are trying to slowly reopen these things. I hope for the sake of us moving towards a much more popular time, which seems to be Halloween each year, that especially these more bigger entertainment offerings will come back. Parades, Making the Magical Map, Frozen Live at the Hyperion. I think that's a wish down the line. I don't think that will come back anytime soon, but what do you think, Katrina?
I think you're 100% right in the staffing issue.
Yeah.
I think starting September 30th, we shall see a turnaround in time for Halloween.
Oh, boy.
Because that's when a lot of stuff starts ending with unemployment and whatnot. And so I think people are going to start going back to work, or kind of have to go back to work.
Forced back into it.
I feel like we're going to see a difference in the middle of October. And again, I think with not opening, Carnation Cafe is a good move, because again, if you're spreading everything too thin, the service isn't going to be the Disney level that everybody expects it to be. And the cast members now that are actually working at Disney are already spread too thin. Right. And they work long hours. They, because they want to work, they want to, give you everything that they can. But again, they're human beings too. They're not robots. So they are also going to, fizzle out at a point and then call out sick or something. And so that causes staffing issues as well. So, Disney's doing their best. I get it. It sucks that we have to pay like a high price to go into the parks when you're not really receiving a lot of the, like, everybody thinks like the Disney type experience that we should, with having like restaurants open, having all the, characters running around for pictures opportunities, and like the meet and greets, the shows, all that stuff. But again, you kind of just have to like walk into it expecting that to happen, because there's staffing issues, and just always remind yourself that there is a staffing issue. But hey, I got Carthay back. I'm okay.
That's all you need in your
all that
life, right?
matters.
I got my show. I got my entertainment outside. I don't really care about the Newsies coming back. See you later. I'll be okay. I'll be sad with like Mickey not coming out of the trolley,
With
but
a suitcase and a dream.
yeah, with a suitcase and a dream. But hey, I got like my Five and Dime, and I love listening to them when I go inside the park. And I think they're not in their car as usual, but I think the way they set up the entertainment and stuff is actually really neat. And then to have the citizens of Buena Vista Street coming around and like, walking around and like talking to people and stuff is actually really fun. So, Disney's doing their best to try to be creative and how they're doing stuff. So I give them props for what they're dealing with at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a lot of give and take when it comes to bringing back the mother load of cast members, the truckloads of cast members that are required to run and operate a lot of these venues and a lot of these attractions. And I know that we talk about it almost every time we're together, and that is the burnout that a lot of cast members are feeling that have come back at this point, that don't have support, that don't have the other cast members there to help out. And I was experiencing that where on one of my last visits, I was hearing it at most attractions. I was hearing cast members talk about being extended on their shifts to 12 hours and being extended out and
That's
being
tough.
told they need to come back the next morning after closing, and that sort of thing can only be done for so long before you start to have resentful feelings. And a lot of cast members are amazing at what they do, but I've been in those shoes. I know what it feels like after a while when you feel like there is no give on the other side and you're just being told, no, here's another stipulation, another thing that we need from you, and we need to, you need to give it to us, and you don't have any sort of reward at the end either.
Right.
There is no extra pay. There is certainly, you'll get paid time and a half on certain overtime situations, but there is no additional reward in being the model employee for so long,
Right, like a
while
bonus,
the company is suffering.
like a congratulations bonus at the end of the month, or any type of appreciation, free coffee, free whatever. They like throw out a couple free tickets here and there, but then you have to scramble to try to grab them as fast as you can, and then you may not have a day off. You know what I mean?
Then you get called in on your day off and you can't even enjoy it. Yeah,
That's true.
So it's just like, I feel like the people that are working, Disney really needs to hold them and love them and show the appreciation and give them a bonus and make people want to come back. Don't give it to like, a bonus or something, a signing bonus or whatever for people to come back. Make the people that are there now deserve something. So I get very like mad when I see like people not wanting to come back to work, and then I hear these poor cast members like 12-hour days. It just makes me really sad, and I just want to give them a hug, but I can't touch them. So so I just give them an air high five, and I'm
All I
just
wanna
like,
do
you're
is hug
doing
you."
a great job. I love you.
yeah, we
like
very grateful for them.
Yes, we're very grateful for all the cast members for sure, and I want there to be more, even because one of the symptoms of this whole thing too is the mobile order stuff that's been going on. There's like nobody to run these registers, and also I think it's a combination of they don't have the staff and they're also trying to save a little money. But the mobile ordering thing is getting kind of out of hand. It needs to get better, and I don't know, these nighttime shows as well. It's like World of Color is not coming back anytime soon. Like I'm guessing not till next summer, maybe like a whole year from now at like the earliest, because it's been sitting there dormant. Like they took out all the booths and the lighting booths, the projection booths in the back of the water has all been gone for a long time now because it all rusted out and they haven't touched it, and it's just I don't think they have high hopes to bring these Frozen Live at the Hyperion
Takes a
things
lot of
back
people for
anytime
this stuff.
soon.
Yeah.
And Frozen was like almost Broadway level, and that's expensive. That's not a cheap thing.
Yeah.
And there's
It's not just the actors that put on the show. There's other people in the background that do
Huge
everything.
production
You know what I mean?
teams
It's
and-
massive.
Absolutely.
So it's a lot of cash.
it's a shame, but it's not coming back anytime soon. So,
Yeah, big reinvestment needs to happen into World of Color just to get the equipment back online after it rusted out. You're right. And for those that don't know, unfortunately, yes, the World of Color, a lot of the equipment surrounding the World of Color show deteriorated over the course of a year and wasn't checked up on, and a lot of problems ended up happening that pertain to that show in particular. And unfortunately now it's a total reinvestment on Disney's behalf to get it up and running again. And I think that ball might just get kicked down the road a little bit here and there. So at any rate, we move on to our final story, and that is that if you are looking sort of along the lines of being a cast member, but if you are looking to perform, you want to be an Eternal? You want to be a hero? You want to be a villain? Avengers Campus is looking for some great performers out there. That's right. An ancient alien superhero team set to do battle with their villainous arch-rivals and save the universe this fall in a new Marvel film will drop by Avengers Campus as part of a movie tie-in at the Disneyland Resort. Disney Live Entertainment is accepting online audition submissions through August the 7th for lookalikes for Marvel superheroes Kingo, Cersei, and Phastos from the Eternals to play roles in Avengers Campus at California Adventure. Disney has teased Eternal superheroes and their appearances in Avengers Campus this fall in connection with the November 5th premiere of the movie in theaters. This continues to be a partner, thanks to the Daily Bulletin for those words, but this continues to be part of Avengers Campus being a living, breathing campus that reacts to things in real time and allows for... And while, I think it's important to also make mention, if you haven't been there, the snap hasn't happened in this world. So if you watched Infinity War and you watched the latest Avengers films, you can still meet Iron Man. Things are still...
You can still meet
multiverse,
Captain America.
Right, multiverse. Yeah, right.
Whatever.
But this is a realm where you can absolutely, and it's very character heavy, which I love, where you can meet Loki week to week representing his episode week to week, and he's dressed appropriately and matching that storyline all of a sudden. To have the Eternals be a part of this is just further commitment that Avengers Campus continues to be a living, breathing environment.
Yep.
I love that.
I think it's going to be great. I mean, I was even looking the other day, and I don't know. But I don't know if they're going to be changing Captain Marvel or anything, because I got a lot of promos that were like showing up on my Twitter feed from Disney being like, hey, like come join Captain Marvel and stuff. And then it was like her in this like full on suit with like her little mohawk hair going on. And I was like, but she's in like long hair form when she's out there. So I was like curious if they're going to like switch her up at some time and they're like ready to do it because they're already putting like promotions out there for her. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But that'd be really cool because I mean they got Black Widow with her little white suit on now, and it's really neat. I like it.
It's been a lot of fun. I don't really know that much about the Eternals, but I'm excited to learn about them because I feel like every time I'm like sleeping on a Marvel movie, like Ant-Man was one of them, right? Where I was like, Ant-Man, this sounds like one of those. I was like, that sounds, Thor too. I didn't really get into for a long time, but like Ant-Man was one of them that I like watched later on an airplane one day, and I was like, this might be one of my favorite Marvel movies, and I just thought sweep it under the rug because it's one of the side characters or whatever. But
fool.
I don't. Yeah, so I'm excited to see these Eternal movies and excited to see them showing up in Avengers Campus because
it's got to be like around November, right? Because if they're doing auditions for August, then they're gonna
that's what I said.
pushing
November.
them. They're gonna
Yeah, I'm just excited that and obviously it works in the comic book world more than it does in like the Star Wars universe because the comic books themselves always do these like multiverse things and stuff like that. So it makes more sense just already to have like all these different characters if you got like two different Captain Americas there at the same time.
Right.
How cool is that?
So I think it's really cool that they made it so that Avengers Campus can encompass all of Marvel rather than over at Galaxy's Edge it's like, oh well, this takes place in between movie 8 and movie 9, so what
right.
And then you see Grogu there, like Grogu merchandise, and you're like, what are you doing here? But I'm just anyway, I'm happy that I'm happy to see them continue to go with this plan of bringing in live entertainment because it's really the part of Avengers Campus that makes it feel the coolest in my opinion. So.
I'm gonna so I saw somebody say on Twitter, and I think this is a really great idea. If they did like Wanda during Halloween and WandaVision for Oogie Boogie Bash, and then they had like old Loki come out, and then they had Vision and stuff, and like all of their like old dressing up and stuff. I think that would be legit. I'm just gonna throw that out there in the universe.
It's out there
in the multiverse.
Yeah,
cool, yeah. They also have a couple like Marvel zombie, comic books, which I don't think they'll ever put Captain America out in zombie form at Disneyland, but I think
they already have 2.
Yeah,
Let's go for 3.
Who knows, But I think that would be really cool too. But it would be awesome to see like Wanda in her Halloween costume that she had on the show.
That'd be so amazing.
It'd be really neat.
I
Very
mean,
cool.
that attention to detail seems to have been there already, which is great news. And I'm certainly looking forward to the Eternals joining Avengers Campus very soon at Disney California Adventure. Well, my friends, you stick around. Plenty more Disney Parks news straight ahead, including Walt Disney World after the break.
Do you know everything the ghost host is going to say before he says it? Are you ready to thank the Venetians each time you board Spaceship Earth? Can you recite Walt's opening day dedication speech? Then join the Kingdom team today, the influential legacy fan community featuring exclusive merchandise that will alert all who've come to this happy place that you are more than just another guest. You are a trusted theme park fan. Don't miss out. Join the Kingdom team right now by visiting the homepage at kingdomreportlive.com. That's kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Gared on the go time. Walt Disney World reporter Gared Hassel standing by somewhere for us in Orlando at the theme parks. Gared, where are you at today?
I'm actually in an air-conditioned place. I'm actually deep below the ocean. I am here at the Seas at EPCOT, and I haven't been inside an air conditioning location for this gig in a while. So thank you, all of you, for being so generous with us. Be like, Gared, we don't want you to suffer in air conditioning. Hey, don't have to tell me twice. But yeah, I'm actually in front of Turtle Talk with Crush.
Hey!
Yeah, you know, everyone's favorite surfer dude. What's up, Turtle Tubular? That's what I'm wearing. Got a little Mickey Surfers on my shirt today.
Oh,
Love it.
check that out.
I don't have a Crush shirt, and I don't have a shell, so I figured this would be appropriate.
I feel as though Crush and you are kindred spirits.
I can see
you
that.
seem very Crush-like.
You know, he's pretty gnarly. You know, we get together every once in a
Tubular.
while. You know, we grab shell, bro. We hit the curls. You know, we go down. Sometimes hang in the corals, or sometimes EAC, Eastern Australian Current, bro. You got to do it.
Righteous.
Righteous, Turtle Tubular,
Righteous.
bro. Righteous. Noggin. Dude. Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, I aquatic creatures, whether that's Disney or real life, we're on the same wavelength right there. You know,
No
we
pun
we
intended.
just grab shell.
Grab shell. That's right. To be under the
Yeah.
sea, in the seas, is always a treat. I know that is a location that anytime I visit Epcot and I go into the seas, I want to take a nap. It's so relaxing. It's so soothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to wake up staring a manatee in the face.
Yeah, I want to watch that manatee eat all that lettuce.
That's right.
Is it lettuce? I thought it was cabbage. I don't.
Could
know.
you
I
know,
don't know.
all that green
It
stuff.
looks leafy. I don't know.
The head
Do
of
you want me to
greens.
hop in the? I can hop in the tank and find out ourselves.
Go ahead and check.
Go for it. Yeah.
I don't know if you'll
we
come
might
back
not
though.
ever have me in the parks ever again.
Well, that's a
But-
risk we're willing to take.
Okay. If ever we can do
He's
a
gonna
show
go out
where
big.
I'm in like a scuba suit with the dolphins and stuff, I'll
Yes,
do
please. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, they did the radio show with Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey in the little bubble.
Yeah.
in the
I was
seas.
just thinking about that too. I was gonna say.
Yeah. Rush Hour Renegades
It's
coming
great.
at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Full House.
That was a
Thank
classic.
you very much.
I also love the Coral Reef restaurant next door where you can eat all the fish that are watching you on the other side of the glass. You can eat their friends while you're
Oh,
enjoying.
no.
Yeah, you lift the plate up and you point at it as you're staring those fish in the face.
You guys are-
Great concept,
I've-
Disney.
Yes.
You're horrible. You guys are horrible. Disney's even worse for the concept. Be like, you want to eat under the sea, but you can actually point at the fish. They will spearfish it in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
You want that?
This
No,
you
okay,
went
okay,
there.
not exactly that, but that's what I imagine. They're like, that one right there, that one.
Probably.
Gave me a dirty look.
I mean,
I
it's-
want him on my plate.
They basically do that with like lobster tanks, right? So I mean, not far off.
Not the best thing in the
Something
world.
like that.
It's great for
Something
children.
like
Do
that.
you want that fish? Hacha! So mean.
Oh my God. Well, we know that you are hanging out in front of Turtle Talk for a reason, and that might just be attached to perhaps the reason why so many shows and entertainment are returning. Am I onto something here?
You are, Wade. It's like you know this stuff.
I know this stuff sometimes.
Yes, more entertainment is coming back to Walt Disney World in the coming weeks. It's exciting because entertainment at Walt Disney World is such a huge part of it, just because it's so big, so you got to have a lot of things for guests to do. And starting August 1st, we've got at Disney's Hollywood Studios the wonderful world of animation. That is where projection of fireworks happen on the Chinese theater. And, you know, guests get to take a journey through more than 90 years of Disney animation. Then, following that, August 15th, Beauty and the Beast live on stage is coming back. If you don't know what this is, it's pretty much a show about Gaston and how Belle realizes her undying love for him and how the Beast is just a grumpy guy. Don't fact check that, because that is the truth right there. Gaston is the show, is the star, and he is also the show. Forget about that. Like, yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if it goes that
no,
way.
I mean, it's called Beauty and the Beast, but yeah, it's starring Gaston. You're right. Yeah.
He is a beautiful man, and when he works out, he's a beast.
Oh.
There we go. Makes sense now.
Why don't you marry
I'm the
Gaston
under-
already? What's happening here?
I'm the understudy.
The
but
understudy.
following it,
Sure.
but following that, at Magic Kingdom, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is coming back, and I know that's one of your guys' favorite. Hi there. It's facing this way though. Yeah. But we got Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor coming back, and this is where you can hang out, crack some jokes with Mike Wazowski, and it is honestly one of the most entertaining things I've gotten to see. It's air conditioned, it's fun, and like people think, how do they do that? Well, they're monsters, and they just know how to make you laugh because they realize laughing is way more powerful than screaming. And then finally after that, August 21st, right behind me, Turtle Talk with Crush is coming back. This is something I've never gotten to do, whether it's here or back in California, but you can talk with everyone's favorite turtle. You know, my boy Crush is like, dude, totally tubular. You know, it's going to be a great time. It's funny, it's educational, and who hasn't wanted to talk to a turtle before?
I'm sorry,
Because
you've never done it?
Should I go in the corner of shame right now?
How is
Fired.
it? I feel like we come across these places and things that you've never done on either coast. It would be one thing if it was just at Walt Disney World, but this is a bi-coastal experience.
Yeah.
There's a Turtle Talk with Crush there, and then he swims across the ocean, goes all the way under the continents, comes up on the Pacific side just to do the Disneyland show, and you haven't seen it in either location.
No, that is correct, sir.
Rude.
I don't know why. I think it's because I want to experience it with others, and no one ever
With
wants
others.
to hang out with me.
Wade, shame
Well,
on
no,
you for
like-
not going
well,
with
like-
him.
I've offered.
He's also offered the Finding Nemo show, which I've never seen either.
Oh
the
my
musical?
gosh!
The musical.
All right,
Who is this guy?
turn it off.
It's not my
Turn
favorite,
his
but-
feet off.
Yeah.
My God.
Am I fired?
No
Because I
kidding,
haven't
you
even
are.
gotten-
My goodness.
I haven't even gotten a paycheck, so.
Well, maybe one day. But now it's being
But,
withheld.
But yeah, I've never done Turtle Talk with Crush, so now that's coming back, I've got to go to it. I've got to experience it. Even if I don't get to talk to him, I'll just sit back, relax, and watch all the smaller 12-year-olds, 12-year-old, let them have all the fun.
Smaller
Because
12-year-olds.
this is a great location, and I now feel ashamed. So I'm going to go get the cone of shame like Doug, and I will sit here camped out until I can talk to him.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, we are, I know, Tyler and I especially, pumped for Monsters Laugh Floor to return. That's one of our favorites. It's certainly something that I always look forward to at the Magic Kingdom. And I've watched Monsters at Work on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That kind of picks up where the first movie leaves off. It's so wonderful because there's a lot of tie-ins to how the Laugh Floor comes to be and how that attraction is sort of based in that storyline.
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful to see that. But I'm beyond thrilled to know that my Laugh Floor is coming back.
Yeah, it is a great show if you haven't done it, and like kind of Gared alluded to, it is like at a certain point you're like, how are they doing this? But I guess they're just like virtual puppets. But you know, it's really neat.
No, it's monsters.
Okay,
Monsters
sorry,
on a
it's
stage.
Real
Monsters
monsters.
on a stage.
This
My
isn't
bad.
difficult.
But there are certain jokes in that show that just are timeless. Like I still laugh about certain things they do. So it's really nice to hear it's coming back, because that part of Tomorrowland has been kind of empty, shall we say, for a little bit now. So
Missing some things.
yeah, missing
Yeah.
some things. It really, I don't know what, there must be like a Tomorrowland curse, right? Like, I mean, I feel
No
like
matter where.
Disneyland, and yeah, no matter where it is, it's like Tomorrowland just kind of goes by the
Yesterland.
wayside. I don't know. You know, we were
Sadly,
even
yeah.
watching the behind the attractions on Disney Plus, and they bring up for the Star Tours one that, like, even George Lucas was like not really fond of Tomorrowland, and I was like, well, not much has changed, George Lucas. I don't know what to tell you.
He gets it.
Yeah, I'm going too far off topic, but yeah, I'm very excited for Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. That's like my favorite. It's a lot like Turtle Talk with Crush in a way, actually.
Well, Gared wouldn't know.
yeah,
he wouldn't.
sorry.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't know.
That's an awkward turtle right there.
Yeah.
But have either of you ever been that guy?
No.
No, but I kind of
But you
don't
got
want to
the
spoil it
jokes.
for anybody.
Okay.
You know what I
just
mean?
wanted
But
to
no,
ask
I've
if
never
you-
been.
that
Yes.
guy.
Yeah, they'll have to experience it themselves. Viewers, go check it out. If you haven't done
Yeah,
it,
it's so
a lot
funny.
of fun, and you might be that guy.
Yeah, and you can even like give them your jokes, and they'll tell your jokes on the. You can text them a joke, and they'll tell it in front of the whole audience, and it's a lot of fun, and everybody's always laughing. So
Yeah, I was selected by the big screen in the theater once to buy everybody in the audience churros.
there you go.
Yep.
I was a
You
huge
were a
hit.
hero.
And
Yeah.
you followed through with it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Speaking of entertainment, though, while entertainment is returning, some is being taken away.
Yes, that is true. Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever will permanently be retired before Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary.
Whoa.
Now, I view this as sort of, a give and a take. And I'm going to explain why. Because I dislike Epcot Forever with a passion. I don't like it. Happily Ever After, very sad about that. But onto the story. This summer is your last chance to check out these two fireworks spectaculars before they sparkle into Disney history. If you want to watch Happily Ever After, you'll have plenty of time. It goes until September 29th, and then it will be officially retired forever. To replace it is going to be the new show, Disney Enchantment. And that is going to be the new fireworks spectacular happening at Magic Kingdom for the 50th anniversary. And then over at Epcot, we've been waiting for this for a while. Epcot Forever is going away, thank goodness, and going to be replaced with Harmonious. You may have noticed those barges in the middle.
What barges?
Yeah, World Showcase Lagoon. Yeah, these giant black things that look like Stargate. Those are actually going to be used finally and turned into Harmonious, where they're going to use pyrotechnics, lasers, and screens to pretty much show how Disney music connects the world. And I really hope it goes well, because Illuminations was my all-time favorite show, so it's gonna take a lot, but I have my fingers crossed. But on a happy note, Epcot Forever is going bye-bye, so celebration up in here.
Yeah, I agree
Up
with
in
you.
here.
I mean, Epcot Forever has always been a show that we knew was not staying around forever, but I think that Happily Ever After, I think like internally they felt like it was a stepping stone show, but they never really said that out loud. But, this just kind of goes with what I've always been hearing. So I'm going to miss Happily Ever After. It was a really fun show. But also, if it was kind of a stepping stone to something greater, then I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah.
And aren't they bringing, did I make it? I didn't make it up, right? They're bringing projections to Main Street out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be even cooler than Happily Ever After. But
Yeah.
you're right about Epcot Forever. That thing's a
See you
clunker
later,
that needs to
Epcot
be
Forever.
gone.
Get
I
outta
know
here.
everybody's made the joke, but it's always been so funny that they're like, hey, let's make a stepping stone show in the interim and call it Epcot Forever. Like, it's just, I never understood the name.
And have it be one of the shortest shows we've ever done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh, what a waste. I'm glad it's
That
gone.
was one positive out of the pandemic. We got less of that show.
Oh. I mean, I
bad,
do
but-
like the jet ski kites. I'm gonna miss the kites.
I like when they
but-
cut them free. They're like, be free.
Yeah.
There's
Go,
problems
kites,
with
go.
it. Yeah. I am sad for Happily Ever After being gone, because I always get emotional when when I See the Light comes on and then all the lanterns just start floating.
It is a beautiful scene.
And it's
yeah.
just like very, I don't know, just very beautiful.
It's got a great soundtrack.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it's such a great sound. It's like the ending song is just so great. Didn't the Sherman, like, what is it, Bill Sherman or what? Oh my God,
Richard
Bill
Sherman?
Bill Sherman. Oh my
Bill.
God. Hello. Didn't he?
Fred Sherman.
Didn't he write Ronald Sherman?
No, Larry Sherman. The Shermans. No. Richard.
I got really nervous the other day
Sure.
when Richard Sherman got arrested, and then I was like,
Oh,
not
not
that
our
Richard Sherman,
not our
different
Disney
Richard Sherman.
Richard
Sorry.
Sherman. Right. Yeah.
Anyway, but didn't he write it? Didn't he help write the ending song? Am I wrong? He helped,
He
like,
probably-
didn't he like help
probably.
write the ending song, and then like the Broadway
Jordan Fisher.
girl performed it. The
Oh,
one
I
that
think
he
you're
really
right.
loves.
Yeah, I think
like,
you're right.
I forgot who she played. Oh my God, who did she play? Anyway, but
yeah.
whatever. But it's a great song, great soundtrack. I'm gonna be really sad missing it. But it's again, they're closing it off a couple days right before like the big bang's gonna happen. You know, like the really cool one on October 1st. So
Yeah. I've always loved the Hunchback part too, because I feel like Hunchback of Notre Dame doesn't get
oh
celebrated
my
that
God,
much.
the bells.
But he's like climbing up the castle and the bell fireworks are up in the air, and it's always been a really epic moment to me. And that song is like the best part of that whole movie, right? So Out There, that's a great song.
It wasn't.
Out there,
Yeah, thank you, Gared. Gared's got it.
standing by the sands in the day. I messed up.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Like ordinary man.
He
Yeah.
gets it.
But fun fact, Happily Ever After debuted May 12, 2017. It plays long-standing fan favorite Wishes, and it didn't even get a full 4 years. So it's sad, but Disney and Chapman, rooting for you.
Pretty wild. And now we move on to bigger and better entertainment, hopefully. And speaking of bigger, better entertainment and a spectacular on the way, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World we know is coming up in October, Gared, but a lot of people weren't able to book Park Pass reservations recently up until just a couple days ago. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that was true. Very soon after, Disney was like, hey, here are park passes for October 1st, you know, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. It was gone. Pretty much every park across the board, no Magic Kingdom, no EPCOT, nothing. You could not do a single thing. But luckily, Walt is looking down on us and has blessed us with more park pass reservations. So now you do have the opportunity to try and get a park pass to one of the 4 parks out here. But because it's the 50th anniversary, you got to book it fast, because as each second ticks by, more of those passes could be gone, because this is, you know, the world's like most magical celebration, 50th anniversary, October 1st. So if you want to go to Walt Disney World on October 1st, get your reservation in now. You can't just show up and be like, I'm here. It doesn't work like that anymore. Please get a reservation. But we don't know why they opened up more, whether it's more occupancy or they're just like, hey, we had a bunch of cancellations, or
Money.
Chapek decided to be very generous. Like, hey, I'm happy. I'm not going to
So
question
generous.
it.
Not
Look at
it's
gift
not
cards.
generosity, but sorry, I don't mean to step on you.
We got a silver lining, generosity,
Sure.
capitalism. all the good
Capitalism,
stuff.
that's what it is.
Hey, I got an annual pass, luckily, so my money's already spent, and I get to enjoy that. So
That's
I'm
right.
Yeah, no, I love it. Love
Yeah.
it for you.
Yeah, so come on out. Let's go celebrate a 50th together. We're all going to be wearing matching iridescent with an ear
With an ear.
outfit. And then for Halloween time, Wade and I, we're still getting our Argyle sweaters with
right.
fanny packs on. It's
I
been
love
a
it.
long
Let's do
standing
it.
2-year joke, 1-year joke. I don't know.
Like
I want
Step
those
Brothers.
Argyle sweaters.
That's right. One day, you and I taking photos in front of the castle. Prom pose.
It'll be adorable.
Yeah, it'll be very precious. Cool to see that the 50th anniversary has some more openings here. I know a lot of people were very concerned about that, especially how it got shut down for that period of time where it looked like that just wasn't available. You weren't going to be able to get in anywhere, and that they'd filled up already. I wonder if we're going to see this happen again moving towards October.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we
I
will.
think they're gonna start letting in more and more to get more and more.
Back to that 100% capacity by that point, I
my
think.
God,
sure
I
it
can't
will.
even imagine right now showing up on October 1st. It has 100% capacity. Blech.
It's gonna be scary.
50th
Like those
anniversary.
monorails are gonna be ruined.
Yeah.
Like the ending night when everybody's walking out, like it's already bad, and I'm already seeing like people start posting more and more about it. And I can't imagine what it would be like October 1st, and everybody, there's like the resort monorail and then the monorail that goes to TTC, and then you're just like going over there, and like that line will be like forever, and then they'll be like, just walk.
It's historic.
Just walk.
I just want to be there. It's historic.
I think it's going to be like the opening day of Disneyland, where everything broke down. It's just going to happen again at Walt Disney World. Like, you know, they've had years to plan, but everything's just going to break. You're going to have Space Mountain flying through the roof. Tron's
Oh
going to
my
Well,
God.
let's
fly in
not.
the wind.
Wow.
I'm gonna get my heels stuck in the asphalt.
Yes.
They just paved
drinking
it.
fountain. Drinking fountain's gone. You buy a Coke instead because plumbing strike. Please
Plumbing
no plumbing strike in
Yeah.
Florida. We can't afford that.
So get your Pepsi.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ew.
If they switch to Pepsi, I'm gonna
was
get
Pepsi
so
at that time.
mad.
Never going back to Disney again if Pepsi becomes the
Wade,
standard
that's
soda.
that's a strike, Wade. We don't say the P word
Yeah.
in this in this happy place.
It's dangerous.
Magical
Absolutely.
place, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you bringing us all the latest headlines from out in Florida, sir. Thank you so much. And yeah, why don't you wait there until Turtle Talk officially reopens so you can see it and speak to it?
Totally righteous, dude. Peace out.
Sounds good. All right, my friends, if you are looking forward to some entertainment returning to Walt Disney World Resort that we've listed here, please leave it in our comments section. Let us know what you're most excited to see. I know Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage at Hollywood Studios is a huge hit as well. And to know that the fireworks show is moving away, to know that EPCOT Forever is moving away in favor of these 50th Spectaculars, also no doubt making people very excited. Let us know in the comment section again what you are most looking forward to as it approaches Walt Disney World, that is, the big 50th anniversary this October. All right, my friends, I think we should keep the fun going with a little bit of Do It or Ditch It. Let's go. Do It or Ditch It time. This is where we take a look at something in the theme parks that might be worth a little bit of praise or a little bit of criticism. We tell you whether or not we would do it or we would ditch it. And this week, we are talking about Living with the Land at EPCOT. Living with the Land is an attraction that, by any regard, is probably more educational than it is entertainment, as you take a leisurely boat ride through essentially how vegetables grow, how creatively plants can grow, and kind of how natural resources are being utilized in modern day, with modern day technology and in modern day situations. It is an attraction that is absolutely a soothing one, and definitely a wonderful way to enjoy yourself some air conditioning inside the Land Pavilion at EPCOT. So we are here to talk to you about whether or not this is something we would do or we would ditch. This is also located in the same pavilion as Soarin', which most people run to in the morning at EPCOT just to enjoy their flight over such wonderful world destinations as CGI Taj Mahal. Who doesn't love that? But also, this is the place that has a quick service restaurant on the bottom floor, and then on the second floor has a rotating circular restaurant called the Garden Grill, where you can meet Mickey and the gang, and they bring food to your table. And then also there's Awesome Planet, a film featuring Ty Burrell. You might know him as Phil from Modern Family, talking to you about how awesome a planet can be. But today it's all about living with the land in this pavilion. We will start with Katrina when it comes to living with the land. Do it or ditch it.
Oh, man. When I first went on this ride, Tyler was like so excited. He's, you got to go and live with the land. It's super great. It's great. And then when we sat there, the first, couple scenes, I'm kind of like, then Tyler's like, super excited. And then I didn't really appreciate it when I first went on, because I saw it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Okay, great. It's, there's like certain parts where it's like kind of boring, but then we would start going more. And then I actually really started to love it at that point, because it's always changing. And plus they have great cucumbers. Apparently people jump out of boats to go grab cucumbers. True. So that's really neat to know.
Which you should never
do not get out of the boat.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't get out of the boat. But it's just, everything is like super, I don't know. It's like interesting because like it's always changing. The fruits are always changing. The vegetables are always changing. I like how like there was like one time where they were putting a watermelon in this like plastic mold to make it grow like a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I love that.
And so that was really fun. And then you'd always have like, you see papyrus and you're like, I wonder what they use that for. And then you go on Spaceship Earth and then you learn about it. So it's great for children to learn stuff, to go to Disney World. And then like I really love, I even told my dad about it when they were showing how like zucchini was being grown, bell peppers, there's like tomatoes, how they have like a tomato tree and then they grow it upwards and then it just like falls down, so you can just like walk up underneath it and just start picking it. And I told my dad that because he has like a really great green thumb. He talks to his plants all the time. They grow beautiful and like they love hearing his voice in the morning.
Does he sing to his plants?
No, he just talks to them.
Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah, and then he like touches them and goes, hi, how are you? Okay, great. It looks like you're very green. Good job. Oh no, you look sick. I give you some water. He's Italian, so he has an accent. So
thought it was Chef Boyardee or something. I didn't know who this was.
So pretty like, so I told my dad about it and I was like, this is really neat to try. And he actually kind of was like curious to try and how to do it. Cause I think it's neat how they use that technology and then they have the fish in the water and the fish create like,
They call it hydroponics.
Yeah,
Is that
and
what
like-
they're- yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just, I don't know. I started to learn to appreciate it. So all in all, I say do it.
Well,
You
that's
gotta
great.
do it. Yeah, I think it's great.
Well, now, and this is something that I think is a good test point, and that is how long would you wait for it? So it's a
Ooh.
great ride, sure. It's a very
Yeah.
leisurely thing that helps to educate and stimulate. But how long would you wait?
20 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I would wait 20 minutes for it. I mean, honestly, I would rather see. He's ready for it. Honestly, I would rather wait 20 minutes for that than 10 minutes for Soarin'.
okay.
I hate Soarin'.
Wow.
I do not like it.
You
I would
usually
rather,
don't hear that.
I would rather go to Living with the Land than Soarin'. If it was Soarin' over California, then we'll discuss later. But I think that I would wait 20 minutes for this ride compared to Soarin'.
Very good. And not worth wasting a fast pass on.
I think we used to use it for a fast pass.
We would use
because
fast
you
pass
would
on it.
Really?
because you could only. I mean, again, you could either choose one from the good lot, and then you get two from the okay lot, right? And
Yeah.
so, I would rather use. I would use my fast pass on that.
Now, I do want to, I think, note here, I think it's worth noting that this typically, because it is a boat ride and it's a sort of high capacity because it's a boat, usually moves pretty quick. So you don't typically have to wait too long, which is good news. But Tyler, I mean, based on her story, it sounds
know.
like you are already Mr. Giddy when it comes to this ride. Tell us.
I say ditch it.
Ah,
No,
what a shock.
I
No,
lied.
I actually think it's one of my favorite rides at Epcot because it is so unique. Like, I feel like I've never been on a ride like it necessarily. And like I was saying a couple weeks ago about Navi River Journey, it really is like a palate cleanser. Like if you're having like a really kind of exhausting day, having so much fun, it's really nice to go in there, take a load off your feet, get some air conditioning. And especially at the end, there's like this wind tunnel that just like
Oh,
blows
yeah.
all this air at you. Like, and it's just so nice.
You get
It's
hungry
really,
from the food.
yeah, it's really relaxing, and Katrina alluded to a lot of it. I just think it's cool that every time you go, they'll be growing something different, and I think that's neat. And there's like they'll like be growing like butter lettuce, and it's shaped like Mickey Mouse, or it's like they have this hose on the floor and they make it look like Mickey Mouse. I don't know. I know it's like simple things, but
The
I
gate
always look at it
inside
and go,
the
oh,
prawns. The prawns tank is shaped as Minnie Mouse. You're like, ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
it's so great.
yeah. And I miss like the little baby alligators that they used to have on that ride, but
Oh, I didn't see the
I
alligators.
understand why. Anyway, let's not talk about that. And you get to see all the different fish living their lives, the catfish, and you kind of briefly talked about it, but it's so cool at the end too when you see like the tilapia and the tilapia poop, and then the poop goes into the plants, and then the plants grow nice, and then we eat the plants. So we're really eating fish poop.
Circle of life.
Nothing like it.
Yeah. No, but it really is fun, and we haven't talked about kind of the first beginning scenes, but they are also just a ton of fun. And they're really simple and quiet, but it's just nice. Like especially like the rainforest part where like there's like literally just water dripping down everywhere. If you've got your foot like kind of hanging out, because they have like the overhang above the boats, right? And if you've got your foot kind of hanging out or whatever, you're gonna get pretty wet. And I don't know. I just think it's just really fun. I don't know. It like you never would think that watching vegetables grow would be that interesting, but just the way they do everything, where they have like these conveyor belts that are like bringing plants that have no soil whatsoever through these like
Circulation.
car
Yeah.
washes basically, and they're growing beautifully. The only thing I wonder is they always say like, hey, we grow this stuff and then we bring it to restaurants around Disney World. I'm like, do you?
Is it really that fresh?
I don't
Yeah.
think you can circle that much produce inside that little area.
That's what I'm saying is I just
Yeah.
feel
Claiming.
like they
Maybe
could
bananas.
They could maybe feed like
Possibly.
one seating, off of the vegetables they have there, and then they're like, well, now we got to wait a few more months, So I don't know. It's really cool though. Living with the Land, definitely a do it. And you asked about the wait time. I think I would say I'm about the same, like I think 20 minutes or so. And the
Yeah.
reason I say that though is because if you pick the right time of day, basically every time I've ever been to Epcot, like later in the day or so, you can just walk right onto that ride. So
true.
I wouldn't spend too much time waiting in line unless you really have nothing to do, but only for the fact that because the line will die down later and you can just come back and just walk right on it. But
It's a great
great
point.
ride.
Oh.
Fantastic. Love
They
it.
ride it 2 times a day when they do for Christmas version.
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Let's
yes.
talk about that for a sec. That was always fun. Like
Yeah.
we did our I think even the smallest little lights and stuff but it's so great to ride at night.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different. You ride it in the day, you see other things. You ride at night, you see other things. And so that's when we'd use our fast passes usually, because sometimes it would be walk on, and so we would walk up and then we would use our fast pass, and then we would just keep checking every now and then, or we would try to make our fast pass like for later in the day. And then so we would just like in the afternoon, we know there's gonna be a low point, and so we would go in the afternoon, and then we'd have our fast pass for like later on in the evening, which is it's fun.
Perfect strategies, absolutely. And we did ask all of you via our Kingdom Report poll if you thought maybe living with the land was worth your vacation time. And you said when it comes to this attraction that 79% it's a must-do. And 21% of you said, no, not really. So almost 80% of you think that this attraction is a must-do during your Epcot day. That, again, I keep getting surprised by our polls and the sort of reaction that certain rides get over others. This being really an attraction with no action for the most part. I mean, there's very little in terms of like climax and action, and so it's not a wild story and stuff like that. It's very educational, it's fun, it's soothing. There's some cute minor audio animatronics in
little
this
prairie
attraction.
dogs.
Yeah.
But almost 80% of you said that it's a must do. And let's jump out to Living with the Land at Epcot inside the Land Pavilion with our very own Gared Hassel, here to tell us whether or not it's worth doing for him or maybe ditching.
Oh, it's absolutely worth doing. I adore Living with the Land. For me, it's educational and I find it fun. I know some people are like, man, look at all the trees and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. They show you how you do stuff with hydroponics and how it's sort of very similar to like a circle of life where it's like, Tyler did, hey, we got fish. They poop, you eat the poop in platform. I like it. I think it's fun. It's educational. Yes, it's a little dated, but every time I go on it, I always just have a smile. I think it's so cool. Plus, when you go from the different scenes and then finally you enter the greenhouse and you see all these different flora, fauna, plants, fruits, vegetables, it's so cool. You see banana trees. A lot of people don't even know what a banana tree is. Then probably my favorite little thing is you see all the plants and underneath they'll say like, oh, edible root, edible leaf, like for lily pads. That's cool. So if you ever got lost and you had to survive, you might know how to save yourself because of Living with the Land, an experience
right.
that I think everyone should go on.
Very true.
Plus, if you didn't know, they have a behind the scenes tour called Behind the Seeds. I've gotten to go on that, and that is also fun and educational. You learn how they actually do this stuff. You get to see the different spices they make, and they have this really cool bush that when you touch it, the leaf folds in, and if you shake the whole thing, it all sucks in. I don't know what kind
Are
of
we in
plant it is, but
Pandora?
it's
Like,
really,
what's
really
happening?
cool. But yeah, Living with the Land is awesome. Plus, they have Carolina Reapers in there that you can't go near unless you have protective eyewear and gloves on because it's got such a high, I guess, heat. I don't know what the measurement is, but
level.
it's so hot that it's going to cause some issues. So yeah, you got to wear protective eyewear and gloves. And they said that the chefs go back there, they will take a slice of that or even a hotter pepper that they have, and then they'll figure out how to put it into different dishes around the resort. Maybe Victoria Albert, since that's like a smaller venue and has limited seating, that's where they use all the stuff. But Living with the Land is awesome. It's only a 15-minute wait right now, so I'm getting giddy.
Oh, as you should. Giddy like Tyler.
Yes.
does. Yes.
And also just one last thing too. It's like it's such classic Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really is
Great
one
point.
of the
You're
final
right.
parts of like Epcot that is still like an original. Like it really there's Epcot is losing it's changing its identity. I don't want to say it's losing it, but it's changing its identity, and it's one of the things that still kind of has stayed the same and all these years later, and it's good to see. I like it.
You're right. Attaches back to old Epcot. Very good point. And so it sounds like do-it's all around. Very good to hear. And we always appreciate you bringing us the live action from Living with the Land. And at any point we can be at Walt
Happy
Disney World
to.
is fun. Yeah. Go get yourself on a boat.
Yeah, next time we'll retake this some other time, and I'll just do it from the actual ride.
Oh, that
Grab
won't
us
disturb
some fruit
anyone.
Just to show
Yeah,
how
everybody
real
will
the
love
fruit is, and then I'll get back in the boat.
Perfect.
Like
Sounds good.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
do.
but I'm gonna go learn about fruit and tilapia poop. So
Please do.
bye.
Bye. See you soon. Well, my friends, you let us know in the comment section. Did we miss the mark here? Is this a total ditch it type of attraction? Leave it in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Or if you must do it anytime you are at Epcot, we also want to hear that. And how long you are willing to wait for an attraction like this is also very important to us. So all things that we're looking forward to hearing your perspective on in the comments. All right, my friends, you stick around. Kingdom Report Live wraps up next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit KingdomReportLive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Well, my friends, that about wraps things up for us here at the Kingdom Report this week. We do want to remind you that if you're watching the live broadcast, you deserve to be rewarded, and we're going to do so by giving you your very own Kingdom Report mug. The way in which you can enter, leave the comment underneath this video on our YouTube channel. And the comment that you need to leave is the phrase that pays this week, the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise is what you need to be writing in the comment section just beneath this video on YouTube. You do have until Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and we will select somebody at random. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you directly and set up a way in which you can get your very own Kingdom Report mug. Well, for all of us at the Kingdom Report, a very gracious, loving thank you for allowing us to be a part of your weekend. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney, well, it lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.